G&D Media presents an unabridged recording of the Everyday Feminist, the Key to Sustainable Social Impact, by Latanya Mapp Frett, narrated by Perrin.
To the everyday feminist in my life, beginning with my grandmothers, Julia Jones and Henrietta Young, to my mother, Diane Jones, and my daughter, Sahara Frett, and to my sister and besties, you are and have always been my everyday feminist. Finally, to the everyday feminists who were born male and understand the natural beauty of becoming and supporting the feminist in their lives. Thank you to my son, Bangani Magatla, and my partner, Wayne B. Norton. Preface. It is a delight to have this opportunity to share my love of and respect for everyday feminists. I make several disclosures in this audio recording to distinguish my thoughts with those of everyday feminists. But it only seems proper to start here with an understanding of the perspective of which my story and the intersection with everyday feminists still does not make me the representative of all such women or men who fall into the categories or classifications of which I'm speaking. In particular, the primary theme of my book is to encourage allies from different sectors to challenge themselves to better support everyday feminists. However, not every, and likely not most, everyday feminists will want support, directly or indirectly, from those who hear this recording. I hope this is clear from the history and power dynamics in our society, showing that sometimes staying under the radar is a better approach for many of the organizations run by everyday feminists. And many of these incredible champions have thrived only with local resources and continue to see the best path for their liberation as encouraging those most affected by the ills of injustice to participate any way they can rather than seek funds from outsiders. And it furthers their cause to not have their issues hijacked or sensationalized because they took funding from those who care yet restrict their hands and using resources as required. My hope is that by promoting the importance of everyday feminists, that I don't set them back by a potential barrage of funders seeking their audience. Listen in Chapter 14 for others who can approach everyday feminists for you, which will maintain confidentialities and security when appropriate. Additionally, I have chosen to change the names of some of the women I speak of in the book to maintain their privacy. I have lost touch with many of them, and I feel it is responsible not to divulge more than necessary to tell my story. Those who directly agree to using their words are properly cited and celebrated as well. The artwork you will find in the printed book comes from the amazing artivists who are part of the Global Fund for Women, Artist Changemakers. They are making the gender justice revolution irresistible by using their art as a tool for new visions of the world where equity and equality for all is a reality. And finally, I am fortunate to have lived in more than 15 countries and spent time with colleagues and family in another 52 countries. I share the places where my story takes place, but more important than the geography are the lessons for funders that I spell out directly in chapter titles and subtitles. These insights span the geographies and the sectors. It is difficult to hone these lessons down to a specific time, country, or issue. I have tried to do this in the desire to provide examples that help articulate the challenge with each lesson. Please enjoy.
Forward. In my very first job out of college back in the 1980s, I worked with garment workers on the Rio Grande border of Texas and hotel workers in New Orleans who were organizing unions in their workplaces. These women of color, who were working 2, sometimes 3 jobs, just to support themselves and their families, came together to improve not only their own economic circumstance, but that of their entire community. With no safety net to fall back on, they risked their livelihood to make the world better. They understood that if they didn't stand up together to fight, nothing would change.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?